everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's been shaking things up, literally, in Italy. We're talking about a series of earthquake swarms that have been rattling the Campi Flegrei area near Naples. What's got scientists really scratching their heads is a fascinating question. Could Mount Etna, Sicily's famous and very active volcano hundreds of kilometers away, be the secret puppet master pulling the strings? It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? But stick with me, because the science behind this is absolutely mind-blowing. So let's set the scene. On one side, we have the Campi Flegrei, which isn't your typical pointy mountain volcano. It's a supervolcano, a massive underground cauldron of magma that's been breathing for decades. This breathing causes the ground to rise and fall, a phenomenon called bradyseism. Lately, this has been accompanied by thousands of small earthquakes, making locals pretty nervous. On the other side, about 400 kilometers away on the island of Sicily, we have Mount Etna, one of the most active volcanoes on the planet, constantly putting on a fiery show. For a long time, scientists treated these two as completely separate systems. It just made sense, right? They're so far apart. But new research is challenging everything we thought we knew. A recent study dropped a bombshell. There might be a direct link, a sort of geological hotline, connecting the magma chambers deep beneath both Etna and the Campi Flegrei. Imagine a massive, shared plumbing system deep within the Earth's crust. The idea is that the intense activity at Etna, like a big eruption, could increase the pressure in this shared system. This pressure doesn't just stay put, it travels like a pulse through this deep underground connection. And where does that pulse end up? You guessed it, right under the Campi Flegrei. This sudden increase in pressure from below could be what's triggering the ground to lift and causing all those earthquake swarms we've been seeing. To figure this out, scientists looked at a massive amount of data spanning over 20 years. They analyzed ground deformation, that's the rising and falling of the land, and seismic activity at both locations. They used GPS and satellite data to get incredibly precise measurements. What they found was a stunning correlation. Major events at Etna, specifically big flank eruptions where magma bursts out the side of the volcano, were often followed by a noticeable increase in activity at Campi Flegrei a few months later. The timing was too consistent to be just a coincidence. It's like Etna sneezes, and a little while later, Campi Flegrei says Gesundheit with a bunch of little earthquakes. So, how is this even possible? The connection isn't a simple, open pipe. Researchers believe it's a complex network of molten rock and fluids trapped within the Earth's lower crust. Think of it less like a hollow tube and more like a sponge. When Etna's powerful magma system pushes down on this sponge, it squeezes the molten material sideways. This pressure wave propagates through the crust until it reaches the area beneath the Bay of Naples, where the Campi Flegrei's own magma chamber is sitting. This extra push from below gives the Campi Flegrei system a little nudge, causing the ground to swell and fracture, which we feel as earthquakes. It's a fascinating example of how interconnected our planet is, in ways we're only just beginning to understand. Now, before anyone in Naples starts packing their bags, let's be very clear about what this means. This discovery does not mean that an eruption at Etna will automatically cause a catastrophic explosion at Campi Flegrei. That's not how it works. The influence is more subtle. It's a contributing factor, an extra bit of stress on a system that's already under pressure. The main driver of the activity at Campi Flegrei is still its own internal plumbing, the magma and gases bubbling up from deep within. Think of it like this: the Campi Flegrei is a pot of water simmering on the stove. Its own heat source is what's making it simmer. Etna's influence is like someone occasionally putting a lid on the pot for a second, causing the pressure to build up a little faster and the water to bubble more vigorously for a moment. It changes the behavior, but it doesn't create the heat itself. This new understanding is actually a good thing. It's a game changer for volcano monitoring and hazard assessment in Italy. By understanding this long-distance relationship, scientists can now incorporate data from Etna into their models for Campi Flegrei. If they see a major event starting at Etna, they can be on higher alert for potential changes at Campi Flegrei in the following months. This gives authorities and the public a potential heads up allowing for better preparation and planning. It's like adding a new, crucial piece to an incredibly complex puzzle. The more pieces we have, the clearer the final picture becomes, and the safer we can keep the millions of people living in these volcanically active areas. It also opens up a whole new world of questions for geologists. If this connection exists between Etna and Campi Flegrei, could similar long-distance volcanic handshakes be happening elsewhere in the world? Could the activity of one volcano in, say, Indonesia, be influencing another one hundreds of kilometers away? This research forces us to think about volcanic systems not just as isolated mountains, but as parts of a vast, interconnected continental or even global network. It shows us that what happens deep beneath our feet is far more complex and dynamic than we ever imagined. The Earth's crust is not a solid, static shell. It's a living, breathing, and interacting system. So, is Etna pulling the strings at Campi Flegrei? The evidence points to a resounding maybe, in a way. It's not a direct puppet master, but more like an influential neighbor whose loud activities can be felt through the foundations. This incredible research highlights just how much more there is to learn about our amazing planet. It's a powerful reminder that the ground beneath us is constantly shifting and communicating in ways we're only just starting to decipher. What do you guys think about this? Does it change the way you think about volcanoes? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the Earth's secrets, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. See you in the next video.